Good Sunday morning, everyone. Happy All Saints Day, November 7th, 2021. We've made it this far. Um, so I know that it's probably the middle of announcements. You're probably thinking, oh God, another one of these things. I was like you, I was probably like that even last week, but I'm hoping that it'll take just a few minutes out of your day to hear my story, my family story really, and understand why we pledged to St. Luke's. So just some background on myself. I moved here from Texas in 1999. First came to a service in 2000. I wanted to become more involved in a church community, but didn't really know how to do that. So the only thing that I really connected with at the time, I was very young in my 20s, was music. So I went up and said hello to the organist. At the time was Charles Hunter. And for those of you who have some tenure here, you probably may remember or may not remember that I subbed for him in the early 2000s on a handful of occasions. My girlfriend at the time, now my wife of almost, well, officially 19 years this past week, Dina, we got married at St. Luke's in 2002, had a couple kids along the way, Emma in 2009 and Alexa in 2013. And they became involved in junior choir, Emma acolytes, Alexa's still thinking about it, or so she tells me, maybe. I reunited with my musical self in 2014 when, quite by happenstance, Charles asked me if I would come and sing. And I was like, I don't know, I really don't want to. But I did, and I'm glad I did because it was a segue into a lot of other things too, meeting a lot of great people. I enjoyed being part of that great tradition, not just at St. Luke's, but in the Episcopal Church. And along the way have met some really talented musicians, notwithstanding the ones who are singing for you today. So fast forward a little bit this year, I find myself elected to the vestry for the first time, along with joining the finance committee, the latter of which dovetails nicely with my professional background and also my wife's background as well. So that's just a little bit of history about my family, but now onto the question of why we pledge. So we pledge because we believe that something special is happening here at St. Luke's. St. Luke's welcomes everyone, regardless of background or tradition. It's a place where at least we feel, and I think a lot of people probably feel the same way, that we have gotten so much more than what we've given. It's a place where we're not judged, no one's judged, but regarded as unique. And talents are cultivated. It's a place where, people we've met who, though we may not see them all the time, we consider them friends. And it's also a safe place and a fun place where I'm proud to let my children explore their faith and understand how they can not just be good people, but also live a life of service by example. And at the end of the day, don't we all want to set that example for not just our children, but all children who are in the parish? Whether we like it or not, children are watching, our children are watching us, and they've got a keen sense of awareness and watch and emulate what we do all the time. So if I could just bring a bit of an anecdote in here, I remember when we began to regularly pledge, which was some years ago. Emma was very little, maybe 5 or 6. And I remember I had a pledge card in my hand, and she asked to see it. So I showed it to her. It was blank, of course. She said, "Why is St. Luke's asking for money? Doesn't Father John have enough money?" And I told her that St. Luke's is a place that depends on all of us. And it's a lot of times a place for those people who don't have. Because how do you explain haves and have-nots to a child? So I told her it's a place where people can come to get a hot meal if they need one, where if it's cold, you can get warm. If you want a job, there's a group of people who will maybe try and help you find a job if you want to work. You can also explore talents that you may not know you even have, whether it's through music or art or getting involved in any of the plethora of things that are available to do to broaden one's horizons here, acolyting, being part of a community that is bigger than ourselves. And so I didn't really think anything of it, but a few minutes maybe it could have been 20 minutes, I don't know, went by. And she came back with her, her little kid wallet, and she had $10 in it. And she told me, Daddy, I only have $10, but I think that St. Luke's should have it. And so this goes to the core of my message to all of you this morning, that your pledge, the size of your pledge is irrelevant, but your participation is not. Let me say it again. The size of your pledge is irrelevant, but your participation is not. So I would encourage you, if you're thinking about it on the sidelines, wondering what to do about your pledge, be part of our journey. Be part of the difference that we're making in so many lives. Personally, I can tell you it is a personal decision. Historically, my family has endeavored to give incrementally, 10% year on year over what we gave last year, 20%. I can tell you in the past couple of years, we believe so much in St. Luke's mission that in the past couple of years, we've actually doubled our pledge. But why, right? So that's the question that all of us ask, right? Why do we do it? And I'll tell you, and I've thought about it a lot, because while my family, while we love dining at Daikishi and La Rocca and all the cool restaurants that are around here, going on vacations where we might indulge a little bit too much, it's okay to take inventory of what fortune and providence has bestowed on us, and to give back just a little bit of that. And St. Luke certainly has, like I said, given us more than we could ever think to give. But more than that, it's a place that I am proud and happy to call my home, and my family's home too. So that's my message. I wish you all a great rest of your weekend, great November, and go Cowboys. Thanks a lot, guys.